Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to discuss how the conflicts occur in the relationship. We all know that the communication should be loving and respectful. Verbal attack are destructive. What is said is not important, but the way it has been expressed, the body language, the tone is important. On a lighter note, once the Mullah Nasruddin son asked Mullah Nasruddin how the conflicts and the war starts. Basically, the Mullah Nasruddin is from India and his wife is from Pakistan. And he says, suppose Pakistan attacked India. Then the wife came from the kitchen and the wife says, how can the Pakistan attack India? The Mullah Nasruddin says, I'm just telling you, suppose. But wife says, Pakistan can't do this. The Mullah Nasruddin says, I'm telling you, suppose. Wife says, Pakistan can't do it. The wife takes up the stick. Mullah Nasruddin also takes up the stick. The son says, sir, stop. Now I came to know how the conflict and war starts. Okay. So, over arguments also creates a problem. Arguments thrive when men fail to pay attention to women's feeling and women are critically disapproving of men. Then it creates a problem. The next cause of conflicts are gender inequality. There are so many societies and countries where the women are treated inferiorly. They are treated as a second-grade citizen. They are not given equal amount of right. On a lighter note, एक बार क्या होता है कि मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन जो न्यूली मैरिड है, मैरिज के कुछ दिन के बाद दूसरे गांव जाना है उसको कुछ काम के लिए, तो अपनी वाइफ को बोलता है कि मुझे यदि लेटर लिखना है तो ऐसे लिखने का, ऊपर लिखने का, प्राणों से प्यारे मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन, फिर लेटर लिखने का और लेटर ख़त्म होने के बाद लिखने का चरणों की दासी और तुम्हारा साइन करने का। कुछ दिन के बाद जब मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन को लेटर मिलता है तब ऊपर लिखा रहता है चरणों के दास मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन और नीचे लिखा रहता है प्राणों की प्यासी और उसकी वाइफ का साइन रहता है। ओके, द टाइम हैज़ चेंज. यू हैव टू ट्रीट योर पार्टनर in equal footing. They should be given equal rights. Next cause of conflict is ego. Nowadays, both the partners are super educated, highly educated. They work, they earn, so they have an inflected ego. And small trigger can create a kind of a havoc which can lead to divorce. The ego is aging girlfriend out or aging God out. The Saint Kabir has said, Prem gali badi sakri wado na samay. Means the lane of love is so narrow but both of the partners cannot be accommodated. Only one partner can be accommodated. So in the relationship, you have to forget about I and you have to concentrate about you. Then there is no conflict in the relationship. The next common cause of conflict is neglect. If the partner neglects other partner, then it creates a problem. On a lighter note, once Mullah Nasruddin visited dentist and asked the dentist how much it costs for dental extraction. The dentist says it will cost $10 and $5 extra for anesthesia, which will make this procedure painless. Mullah Nasruddin says anesthesia is not required. The dentist says, you seems to be a very strong man because this procedure is very painful. The Mullah Nasruddin says, no, I am not going to undergo this procedure. My wife is going to undergo this procedure. Okay, so neglect also create a lot of problem in the relationship. Lack of communications. Sometimes there is no communication or sometimes there is so much of over communication by other partners that other partners do not get time to express its feeling. On a lighter note, once Mullah Nasruddin's son asked Mullah Nasruddin what is the meaning of monologue. Mullah Nasruddin says monologue is a communication done by your mother with me. Okay, so lack of communication or over communication by other partners creates a problem in the relationship. Suspicion. Now suspicion is such a thing that it can create havoc in the relationship and lead to the divorce. On a lighter note, once Mullah Nasruddin's wife finds a long black hair in Mullah Nasruddin's shirt. She shows to Mullah Nasruddin, what is this? Mullah Nasruddin says, I don't know. Wife says, you are having an affair with a young girl. That is the evidence. Mullah Nasruddin says, no, I was traveling in a train. The train was very crowded, and this hair might have accidentally stuck in my shirt because there was so much of crowding in the train. The wife warned and let him go, and warn her firmly that if it's repeated, then she will leave. Next day, she finds a long white hair. Then she shows to Mullah Nasruddin, what is this? Your level has so degraded that you have started affair with the old woman. Mullah Nasruddin said, no, it was train. It's so overcrowded, that it might have got accidentally stuck in my shirt. She warns, this is the last time. If these things happen again, then I will leave this house and divorce you. Third day, Mullah Nasruddin says it's very risky to travel by train, so he take a cab to reach home. When the wife inspect old shirts, she doesn't find anything. She becomes so angry that she starts hitting Mullah Nasruddin. Mullah Nasruddin says, what has happened now? There is no hair. She said, now your level has so degraded that you have started affair with a bald girl. Okay, so suspicion is the thing that if there is nothing, still it creates havoc in the relationship. Affair, extramarital affair is the biggest cause of divorce. Social media has consumed so much of our time that we are not giving appropriate time to our partners, and that is creating a kind of a problem. Money creates lots of problem in the relationship. Lack of money or other partner overspending, or is secretly transferring money to other people, not being transparent about money, creates a problem in the relationship. Lack of sex, excessive sex, abnormal sex, or sex without other partner's consents also create a problem in the relationship. Relatives, the conflict with in-laws is the main cause of problem in the relationship. Schedule, we have become so busy in our life that we have no time for our partners. Once Mullah Nasruddin wife files a divorce case in the court, and court asks what is the reason to file a case of a divorce. The wife says Mullah Nasruddin is so obsessed with the stock market that he wake up and talk about the stock market. During whole day he talk about the stock market. During eating he talk about the stock market, and in sleep also he talk about the stock market. He is so busy with stock market that he might have forgotten our date of marriage. The Mullah Nasruddin says, no, my lord, I remember when we got married. We got married when there was a subprime crisis and the stock market fall badly. Okay, so we have become so busy with our professional life that we have forgotten our relationship. Nagging by a partner also create a lot of problems in the relationship. Once Mullah Nasruddin was visibly angry in the office. The friends asked what is the reason of his anger. He says, in the breakfast I was eating, the wife said you have already eaten 10 parathas. Can you imagine a wife calculating how much paratha I ate? The friend asked, what did you do? He said, I left the house angrily without having my breakfast. Okay. So domestic core. So the partner should equally do the homework. But sometimes what happens, one partner do all the homeworks and other partners do not do, like male. And it creates a overburden to the female partners and create the conflict. Children, how to raise children, how much time the children should spend on social media, what program they should watch on TV, what food they should eat. These are the causes of conflict with the partners. So we have seen the causes of conflict. In the next lecture, we will see how to communicate with your partner effectively so that you can prevent the conflict, or if there is a conflict, how effectively you can solve so that you can lead healthy and happy life. Thank you. Take very good care of yourself.